Welcome back to my channel. It's Jasmine. For those who are new, I am a full-time nurse working in Ontario, Canada, but I also like to resell clothing on the US and Canadian Poshmark app as well as eBay. For today's video, I want to do a recap for my sales for the month of October. If you haven't seen my previous What Sold videos, I'll link the playlist above and you can check it out. If you like reselling content like this, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. So to start off, I had a total of $602 sold on the Canadian platform, as well as a total of $1,589 sold on the US platform. My first sale on the Canadian platform was this men's Roots utility jacket. This was my husband's and he no longer wanted, and I sold it for $35. It did have a little bit of wear on the cuffs, so I just priced it accordingly and I received an offer of $35, which I was happy to accept. Next, I sold this Free People Magic Breeze button-down shirt, and this sold for a best offer of $45. My next sale was this Free People Forever Your Girl wine top. It was new with tags, and I had thrifted it, and I sold it for a best offer of $30. Next, I sold these Madewell vintage perfect jeans. They were high-waisted, and they sold for a best offer of $75. Next, I sold these Paige Hoxton ankle peg jeans. These were brand new with tags, and I received an offer of $75, which I was happy to accept. Next, I sold this J. Crew classic turtleneck. This had a ton of likes on both the Canadian and US platform, but it just wouldn't sell. So when I received an offer of $37, I was happy to accept it, and I'm glad that it went to a new home. Next, I sold this Aritzia Nesico Parka, and this sold for an offer of $120. Next, I sold these Levi's ribcage jeans. They're super high-waisted. I believe the rise is like 12 or 13 inches, and this was brand new with tags, and this sold for an offer of $70. Next, I sold these Frank and Oak high-waisted trousers. I believe I showed these in my last thrift haul, but they did sell for a best offer of $35. Next, I sold these black Current Elliott distressed jeans. They were a larger size 32, and they sold for $40. And my last sale on the Canadian platform were these Ralph Lauren new with tags jeans, and they also sold for an offer of $40. My first sale on the US platform was this Scotch and Soda jacket. This sold for an offer of $35. This was my husband's, but we had originally thrifted it. I think he just wanted it because of the brand, but the colors and everything, he didn't end up wearing it, so we were happy to just resell it for $35. My next sale was this Lululemon Gold Cozy Sherpa. This was brand new with tags, and it sold for an offer of $72. Next, I sold this Lululemon perfectly oversized crew sweater, and this sold for a best offer of $67. Next, I sold these Vans. They were like a rabbit frost gray colorway in size 5.5, and this sold for a full asking price of $75. Next sale was this Aritzia TNA brown utility jacket. It did have a bit of wash wear, and I picked it up for pretty inexpensive, and it sold for a best offer of $25. Next was this Hollister Bikini Set. This sold for $12. I believe I sent the offer to the buyer, or she sent the offer. I think my originally listing price was maybe around $18, so I was happy to accept the offer of $12. Next, I sold this Free People Weather Free Laguna Thermal. This sold for a best offer of $25. Next, I sold these North Face Thermal Ball boots, and these sold for a best offer of $40. These I picked up last year, but again, I think I had listed them pretty late in the winter months, so it didn't sell until this year. Next, I sold this Adidas Trifold t-shirt, and this sold for $25, which was my full asking price. Next, I sold this Adidas track jacket. This sold for $32. Next, I sold these Born Christina Barnwood heels, and these sold for a best offer of $30. Next, I sold this Dead Mouse hat. This was actually my husband's. We were initially going to donate it because I wasn't sure if it would actually sell, but it sold for full asking price. Next, I sold this North Face Parka, and this sold for $30. This did have a lot of wear to like the outside. It had a lot of like that water like fading to it, so I was happy to accept an offer of $30. Next, I sold these Adidas Pink Campus sneakers, and these sold for an offer of $60. I think they originally listed for $65, so $60 was pretty reasonable. Next, I sold these Harry Potter Juniors shoes. I actually sold 2 of these, one in a size 12 and another in a size 13, and they sold for $40 and $45 respectively. Next, I sold another pair of Vans. These were MTE fur in the inside, and they sold for $62. I sold these Harry Potter Slytherin limited edition shoes. These sold for an offer of $80. Next, I sold these Aritzia Azure Skies joggers, and these sold for $25. I believe I had also shown these in my last thrift haul. Next, I sold this Lucky Brand plaid shirt. This sold for an offer of $15. This was my husband's as well, and so everything that I got was for profit. Next, I sold these Vans Slytherin shoes, and these also sold for $80. Next, I sold this Zara dungaree, and this sold for an offer of $15. My listing price was maybe $20, so $15 was quite reasonable. Next, I sold these Vans. They were a mesh cutout detailing, and this sold for an offer of $48. Next, I sold this Lululemon Morning Restore pants, and these sold for an offer of $65. Next, I sold another Lululemon piece. This was an alpine white broken beat sweater dress. This was brand new with tags, and I received an offer of $85, which I was happy to accept. Next, I sold another pair of those Vans with a mesh cutout detailing, and these ones sold for $50. I sold this Anthropology Pleon geometric top. This sold for $12, which I believe I sent an offer to. This was in my 4 for $25 sale. I was just trying to get rid of it, but I was happy to take an offer for $12. Next, I sold these Lululemon speed shorts in Foxy plaid, and these sold for full asking price of $45. Next, I sold these Hunter Sherpa boots. These sold for $75. They were brand new in the box. I thought these would sell a little bit more just because they had like the thicker lining on the inside. So I probably wouldn't have picked these up if I know now, but at least I made my money back. Next, I sold these Adidas Arkham sneakers. These sold for a full asking price of $84. Next, I sold these L'Agence Margot high-rise skinny jeans. These sold for an offer of $115. The buyer and I kind of went back and forth for a while, but we settled at $115. Next, I sold this Lululemon reverse bodysuit. This I had only picked up for $1, and it sold for $25. Next, I sold this North Face Resolve 2 jacket. This was also my husband's, so everything was profit, and it sold for a full asking price of $50. And my last sale for the month of October was this Aritzia Tallulah oversized tunic. On me, it could have been a dress. I just included the measurements for the length, and it sold for a full asking price of $35. So that concludes my total sales for the month of October. I initially thought that my October sales would do much better, but near the end of October, it kind of slowed down a bit. So I'm hoping that I can start listing more consistently in November to try to bring more traffic into my closet. Hopefully that will result in more sales. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!